house decor now. I told my wife, I said, things have been placed in the right placement, that's where they need to stay. And I said that under my breath, of course. You know?
Number 184. Nothing is wrong with you except that you have believed in all kinds of fools. You have not listened to your own heart. You have listened to all kinds of people who know nothing. Drop all that borrowed knowledge. Forget all the stupid stories of original sin, and forget all about being a sinner. Everybody's part of existence, an intrinsic part. Everybody's divine. Yes, a few divine people are fast asleep. That is their choice, and a few people are awake. That is their choice. Nothing is wrong even in being asleep. You just have to suffer a few nightmares. But there's nothing much to worry about because those nightmares are just imaginary. Sooner or later you will wake up. And if you are enjoying it, enjoy. It is nobody else's business to interfere. So I don't interfere in your sleep. I go on doing my thing and I allow you to sleep. I cannot stop myself from doing my thing, so I go on speaking and you go on sleeping. I hope someday you will listen. Something may go into your sleep. Something may hit you someday, in some moment, and you may wake up. I would love you to wake up, but if you decide not to, you're not to be condemned and thrown into hell. You are suffering enough just by being asleep. There's no need to make you suffer more in hell. This is the only difference between Buddhas and ordinary people. Otherwise, they are all alike. Alike in a sense, they all have the same potential to become awakened. Not alike in the sense of being similar, they're unique. Man ordinarily gathers dust around his being and loses the brightness which is his birthright. Everybody's born bright and everybody becomes mediocre. By the time one dies, one is almost stupid. This is a strange phenomenon, and people call it evolution. It is involution. Children, involution. Children are brighter, more alive, clearer about everything, without any confusion. As they start growing, they start gathering confusion from everywhere. We wait until they become 21 years of age, then we give them the right to vote, because by that time, everybody has lost their brightness. Everybody's dull, stupid. Then you're called adult. You're really adulterated, completely adulterated. But people say now you have become an adult, you have come of age. Certainly, politicians are afraid to give voting rights to children, because they will see through and through. Voting rights can be given to you only when you have lost all the capacity to see, when you are utterly blind. My effort here is to help you to drop your rust, your dust, to cleanse your mirror so you can again see your original face. The whole structure of society is against the heart. It trains the head, it disciplines the head, it educates the head. It neglects and ignores the heart because the heart is a dangerous phenomenon. The head is a machine. Machines are never rebellious, they cannot be. They simply follow orders. Machines are good in that way, they are obedient. Hence the state, the church, the parents, everybody is interested in the head. It is convenient for all. The heart creates inconvenience for the status quo, for the established order, for the vested interest. The head functions through logic. It can be convinced for certain purposes. It can be argued with, persuaded, conditioned. It can be made Christian, Hindu, Mohammedan. It can be made communist, fascist, socialist. Anything can be done with the head. And whenever you feed the head, it goes on repeating. You can't bring a single new thing. It is never original. The heart lives through love, and love cannot be conditioned. It is essentially rebellion. One never knows where love will lead you. It is unpredictable. It is spontaneous. It never repeats the whole. It always responds to the present moment. The heart lives in the present. The head lives in the past. Hence, the head is always traditional, conventional, and the heart is always revolutionary, rebellious. But you can be victorious only through the heart, through love, not through logic.
It has value to it. The other day we were talking about homeless individuals, and I find that at times people express how they feel about helping the homeless, and they somewhat judge. I'm guilty of that as well, but try to deal with them by the heart and try to act according to the heart instead of the mind. Don't want to judge while you judge. But that holds a lot of value to it, I feel. Yeah. You can learn a lot through the heart instead of the mind.
See, for that first one that you read, where it starts off with "there's nothing wrong with you" sentence, you know what I'm talking about? That you read today?
Yeah.
You read that one yesterday.
Yeah, I forgot it, right?
But then the next one that you read, did you read that yesterday?
I don't think I did.
Okay, so the one I love, the last one, right?
Yeah.
That one I love is, I don't know, it's nice to hear, I guess, because I feel like I'm studying my heart a lot, like more than usual. And I've been worried that my heart is like, some people will tell you, and I think I've been taught this too, and I guess I'm kind of questioning it right now, is, you know, which one you're supposed to listen to at certain times. And like, it always seems unwise to like go into something with just like all heart, only heart, and just ditch the head. You know what I mean? It seems unwise, but like I would look at it myself and wondering if that's what I do a little bit. Because lately I feel like I'm just I feel like I've been following my heart, and it's bringing me places that aren't always where I would have gone if I've been just using my head.
It's going to have a very different outcome if you do it.
Yeah.
So that's expected. But the thing is, the result of what's going on, the outcome is, are you happy with it or not, you know?
Right.
And that'll dictate whether or not you need to use the head a little bit for certain decisions.
You gotta think about longevity, right? Think about maybe like people you might be affecting sometimes if you're just rolling with your heart all the time, like things change, it's so constant. You know what I mean? So like your heart's gonna change, everything's changing all the time, you know what I mean?
I mean, the way that I see it is that you've been following your head since birth. And your parents, the teachers, everybody tells you to follow your head, and business is pretty much all head.
Yeah.
And you rarely even have an opportunity to follow your heart, but that's why you should follow your heart to balance it out in your personal life. Yeah. So like if if you're dating or you're looking to date somebody, that's supposed to be heart, it's not supposed to be head. Right. If you turn that to head, then work is head, your relationship is head, everything is head, everywhere. There's nothing heart, but the heart is supposed to be like, for relationships, friendships, for art. So if you're an artist, that's all heart. It's not supposed to be head. So that's why when you see artists that sell out, those are the ones that go to the head. So it's all, they become a machine. They're not even creating from the heart anymore.
Literally corporation.
Yeah, they just, we talked about Bob Marley the other day. I don't know much about him, but what I've heard about him, it seemed like he followed his heart. Yeah. Same thing with Tupac, follow his heart. Yeah. But some artists, or a lot of artists, they don't follow the heart. They just follow the head where the money is, and then they don't never connect with the heart. So whatever they're expressing is not really their true expression. Right. It's the corporation's expression. Right. It's like somebody like when Michael Jackson got famous, Pepsi's like, hey, make a commercial for us. But he's like, I don't even drink Pepsi. Why don't I make this commercial? Right. And then they're like, well, we're going to pay you $10 million. And then his dad's like, well, you better make this commercial. Right. And then he went ahead and did it, and then his hair got on fire, I think.
Oh, was that? Yeah, that was the same thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, then his hair caught on fire. Right. So, like, I'm just saying, like, artists are supposed to follow the heart. If you don't follow your heart as an artist, then you're not truly an artist anymore. Yeah, you become like a machine. Yeah. And That's what like arranged marriages and like marrying out of tradition and all that stuff. That's not following the heart. That's just all head.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, this person's rich, so go ahead and marry him for security. That's head. Heart is supposed to be, hey, you know, I truly love this person, attracted to this person. I want to be with this person, regardless of what my parents say, my friends say, or society says. This is who I want to be with. That's heart.
Yeah.
But if you don't follow your heart in that, then when do you follow your heart? Like, you're never following your heart.
Yeah.
So you're always, then there's no balance. But in business, you typically have to do the head, you know, because that's what business is. You know, otherwise they could get you for like discrimination and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. There's a whole system in place for you to.
Yeah.
For you to be your hand to be forced.
Yeah. Like, you know, like, say you're working at Jewel and you're like, man, you guys got all this food and this homeless people don't got any food, let me just give you guys some free food, then you get fired.
Right.
You know, because they don't want you to follow your heart.
What you did was following your heart.
And
You end up jobless.
I think you can follow both. You know,
My mom was telling me, she's like, you need to use both.
so
I
far
was like,
your,
why?
so far as your past experience, you know, to judge the road that you're about to travel down, you know, and how you have dealt with. But can you follow both, Sifu?
No, I'm saying you do follow both. It's
Right.
just that you have to know when to follow what time.
Right.
Like, say you go to work, you're all head because you got to make your money. But when you go back home and you're with your loved one, that's when you're supposed to be with your heart. So that's like when you can open up to yourself, to people, and be yourself, and then people accept you for who you are. That's your heart. So I'm basically saying, if you don't follow your heart at home and you don't follow it at work, then you never follow your heart. Then you're not balanced. There's got to be a time for the head and a time for the heart. And like I said, because you've been trained to follow your head from your whole life, you have to put energy into learning how to follow your heart so you can learn to balance it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get scared and be like, oh, you know, I don't want to follow my heart because I don't trust it, then you just stick to the head, then you never work on your heart. It's like that left side of your body. Remember when I tell you guys to train through the left side, right side?
Yeah.
The heart is like the left side. And then if you want to, you can live your life, be like, you know what, I don't ever want to do the left side. I just always want to do the right side. Now that you got such a strong right side, but you neglected the whole other side of your body that has like a huge potential. But what I'm basically saying is you need to focus on the left side and the right side so you develop an imbalance. You know, because your whole life you've been following the head. So then when you come to these meditations, it's teaching you to follow your heart. So then you create that balance. I mean, it's not saying follow all heart and that's it and then get fired from your job and all this other stuff. You know.
Would you say that the head is, or the mind is more cautious
Yeah.
than the heart, or
Yeah, yeah.
is more giving?
Yeah.
But you have to be
Hey,
kind of apprehensive,
Yeah.
you know, about who you're dealing with, even your loved one.
Yes.
You know, it's like you're looking at like, who the heck am I sleeping with? Say, I'm gonna keep one eye open, the other one closed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because I don't know, it's a woman's thing. I feel, at least when dating, to get the most out of whom she's possibly with.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Huh?
You said she gets the most out of it?
Most out of the individual that she's with. You know, a guy got the cash. Okay, let's see if I can milk it.
She's hitting it up for what all she can
And
get.
you spend all your money and you don't even get a kiss at the front door when you drop her off. Like, what the? I mean, I remember a date I had. I went to the lady's house. I was like, yeah, boy, I got my groove all right. Thought I'd pull out a cigarette. She said, ain't no party like this. Ain't no party like that. Showed me the front door. Last time I went out there and I was lost where I was. But it takes time getting to know who you're with when you deal with them with the heart.
Yeah, it's true. You
So
got
you
to
have
have
to
time to
be-
learn people.
You have to be cautious, you know, it's like, what the, you know, yeah, I don't know, it comes with time, as you age, you know, just be open to it and enjoy the ride, I guess,
Right.
but always use caution in your, as a matter of fact, there is one that, there's a statement called the Desiderata. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, remove what peace there is in silence as far as possible. Be on good terms with all people. And
You gotta say it again.
go placidly among the, go placidly among the, oh no, I don't forget.
You just said it so smooth.
It was like I remember it, you know.
Yeah.
Go placidly among the noise and haste, and rule with peace their ears and silence as far as possible. Be on good terms with all people, even the dull and ignorant. They too have their story to tell. You know, but it's like to be non-judgmental, but to be cautious. You know, you know, in your affairs. You know, because even there are those out there who wish to take advantage of you, and to even take what you have, like the people on the street. They got a 20-inch TV or 55-inch TV, but the box is full of bricks, but you trust him. You know, and you take that bad.
Has that happened to you?
No, I've heard it happen. No, not to me, but I've heard it happen to others. You know, particularly those in certain neighborhoods. You know, but you're trusting and so forth. You know. Or even one they ask you, can I use your cell phone to make a call? And all of a sudden that brother books. And you running down the street for him to get your stuff back. So it's kind of like, you know, you have to be cautious. But it's good to follow the heart. You know, that's the one that makes the better, seemingly unpolitical judgment, I feel. You know. Got to be aware of trickery.
The heart and the hairs on your neck.
Yeah, and the hair start riding on your neck, you better step backwards. I figure. You know. I got one friend in the world, I've had him since '92. But being here, I'm collecting other associates and associations that I feel are genuine, you know, so that's good. Yeah.
Let's do 187. The whole history of humanity begins with the Garden of Eden. Man has been expelled from the garden, and since then he has been wandering in the desert. Somehow he remembers the glory of that garden, those days, those timeless days before he was expelled. The biblical story is not just a story, it contains a great truth. Every man feels that something is missing, that he is not where he should be. He may not be very clear about what is missing, but a vague feeling that something is wrong is felt by everyone. I am in the wrong place, in the wrong situation. I'm not supposed to be like this. Something has gone wrong. Man was expelled from God's garden. The reason for his expulsion was that he tried to be knowledgeable. He ate fruit from the tree of knowledge. The moment one starts being knowledgeable, one loses contact with one's heart. And the heart is the real garden. We are carrying it within ourselves. We are not really expelled. We have simply forgotten it. We have ignored it. We have become hung up in the head. We have become too attached to knowledge. Instead of growing and being, flowering and being, we are simply collecting information, sheer, futile information. It may help you to be an egoist, but it can't help you to be blissful. Bliss has nothing to do with the head. It is not a function of the head. Bliss is the flowering of the heart. The heart is the Garden of Eden, the paradise, the FREDDIE'S. And my whole effort here is to help you in some way enter the garden again. Even if you have to be smuggled in, it's okay. I don't bother about that. Even through the back door. Once you have reached the garden, once you have tasted it again, you will be transformed.
It gives you a lot of comfort in following the heart. Yeah. The heart is the Garden of Eden, so I want to get there too. But I ain't eating from the tree. I'll read the books. That's cool.
Yeah. Man can have knowledge, but not wisdom. Knowledge is easy. You just need a little effort by the mind, a little exertion. You can go on feeding your memory system. It is a computer. You can accumulate whole libraries, but wisdom is not something that you can accumulate because it does not happen through the mind at all. It happens through the heart. It happens through love, not through logic. When the heart is open with love, with trust, when the heart is surrendered to the whole, a new kind of insight arises in you, a clarity, a tremendously deep understanding of what life is about, of who you are, of why this whole existence exists in the first place. All the secrets are revealed, but through love, not through logic. Through the heart, not through the head. Existence has a direct connection with the heart, no connection with the head at all. So if one wants to approach existence, the way is through the heart. Once you have known wisdom through the heart, then you can use your mind as a good servant. Then you can use even the knowledge accumulated by the mind in the service of wisdom, but not before you have known through the heart. Humanity now knows more than it has ever known before. Knowledge goes on accumulating. In fact, you know more than Jesus. If you met Jesus, you can teach him many things. He will not know 1,001 things. I don't think he will be able to pass the matriculation examination. Impossible. But that does not mean that he's not a knower. He knows, but in a totally different way. His experience has transformed his being. He is not as informed as you are, but he is transformed, and that's the real thing. Information means nothing. A computer can have more information than you have, but the computer can never become a Christ or a Buddha. Or do you think a computer can become enlightened someday? That is impossible. A computer can know everything possible, but it will remain a computer and will repeat only that which is fed into it. It cannot be blissful either. What bliss can a machine have? It cannot be loving either. How can a machine be loving? It may say, I love you very much, I'm ready to die for you. It may say beautiful things, but they will simply be words. It can be taught to hug you and kiss you, but there will be no love at all. And you will know that this is just foolish. A machine kissing you and hugging you, you will look all around embarrassed. A machine can be taught these things, and a machine can do these things very efficiently. But millions of people are doing exactly that, functioning like machines, computers. They repeat cliches, Christian, Hindu, Mohammedan, beautiful words, but all dead. With me, it's not a question of becoming more informed. I'm not a teacher. I'm here to teach you. I'm not here to teach you anything. On the contrary, I'm here to help you unlearn. Not to learn, but to unlearn. So you can be unburdened and you can start seeing on your own. The moment you start seeing on your own, your life takes a quantum leap into a new dimension. The dimension of eternity. The dimension of godliness. The dimension of bliss, truth, freedom.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess if the world could be a little bit more non-judgmental, we could learn how to get along better. It's kind of like this affordable health care that's going through, trying to get through the Senate. People are, the politicians, and a lot of them are not, a couple of them are not with it, so far as an agreement, but it sets forth a kind of like a chain that if they don't utilize your mind but utilize your heart, instead 20 million people or 22 million people won't lose health care. But the world thinks by its mind that we could learn how to do otherwise, we would have a much better world in which we live. That ain't the way of the world.
Knowledge is a dead thing. Knowing is alive and flowing. In fact, someday in the future we'll have to evolve a totally new language because all our old languages are out of date. They were evolved by different people for different uses and different situations. All those situations have disappeared, but the language is a hangover. Now we know both religiously and scientifically that in existence nothing is static. Everything is always in movement. Eddington is reported to have said the word rest is absolute nonsense because I have never come across anything like it in existence. Nothing is ever in a state of rest. Everything is changing, moving. It is a dynamic existence. So instead of saying knowledge, I say knowing. Instead of saying love, I prefer loving. We have become so accustomed to nouns that we even call a river. It is just rivering. It is never the same, even for 2 consecutive moments. We call trees trees. They are all treeing, growing with each other. Some old leaves falling, some new leaves growing. Except for change, nothing is permanent in existence.
How about that? Language is a hangover of dead things. It's kind of cool, especially kind of, to me, highlights how when people get all, like in the Senate, like in the Illinois state budget crisis,
All right.
2 years running, they get all caught up on semantics. So like differences between 2 dead things instead of how they're applying now.
We gotta pay for it.
It's the difference between living and life, I guess. Nouns and verbs. When I get semantic about it.
If you're wealthy versus if you're poor, or economic status. It's a terrible situation.
I mean, it's a lot harder to reverse those tides in the here and now. It's how many tides are going with you versus against you. You can only do so much as one swimmer.
Unless you act out the old movies with your torch in the line that you all walk to the officials who govern.
Say it again?
You all gather together and grab your torch as though you're walking to take care of Frankenstein. And you walk towards your official and you just, I guess it would have to be anarchy that would take place.
I don't know. It depends on which side of
The fence you're on, huh?
I used to have a button that said, dissent is patriotic.
Right.
You know, and like, but who knows anymore. That was all written a couple centuries ago. So,
Oh, it's still pertinent today.